Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers for April 28 to May 9, 2025. See, Victor Newman is feeling very betrayed on several fronts. Adam Newman is feeling the pressure and Lily Winters is pestering someone. Young and the Restless spoilers. Lily accuses, on Monday, April 28, we are carrying over an argument from Friday's episode. Audra Charles and Lily continue to bicker and she is questioning Audra's honesty in general and specifically about her and Holden Novak. Lily presses, but Audra insists that she has been honest about that. Not quite, but that's what she's sticking to. Lily also makes accusations about Audra not giving them the heads up that Holden was faking when he said he was Damian Kane, but Audra insists that her silence on the matter bought Nate Hastings time to convince Damian to stick around for him and Amy Lewis. And Audra also insists that she doesn't know a thing about Duma. Audra does say that she'll keep trying to convince Nate's family and isn't going anywhere. And after Audra walks out on her, Lily turns her glare on Holden and she's pumping him for information, but he is super annoyed with Lily and isn't going to give her anything. Victor's about spy drama and Michael's risky alliance on YR. Michael tells Victor their Jabot spy seems off. So Michael's told to get rid of him, cut the guy loose, because Victor thinks that Jack Abbott is on to the spy, but he doubts Kyle Abbott has a clue. Of course, Victor is wrong and he's totally underestimating Kyle. However, Michael is pressing to know the big picture plan for this Jabot plot. But that just makes Victor mad. Michael in turn gets mad. He's upset because he feels like he's proven his loyalty to Victor, who insists that he has not, in fact, but Michael says he's always had Victor's best interest at heart, even when he made him give Jordan Howard up to the cops. That pushes Victor into an absolute fit of rage and Michael snaps and walks out while texting Jack to meet him. Jack and Billy Abbott are talking about Phyllis Summers continuing to pressure Daniel Romalotti to come to AbbottCom. Jack reminds Billy that Phyllis is always riled up about something, but Billy thinks there's more to it and that there's unresolved trauma from Phyllis's kidnapping. In fact, Billy is also worried about delaying the start of AbbottCom because of her as a distraction. But Jack nicely reassures Billy there's no rush from his end for a return on his investment. Jack wants Billy to do what he needs and start the company on the schedule that makes sense to him. Very nice big brothering. Michael confides in Jack Abbott about Victor's schemes. Also, Michael comes in as Billy goes out and Jack talks to Michael, wondering exactly what Victor is planning to do to them. Now, Michael can't answer that specifically, but if he does talk to Jack and admit about the spies, that would be interesting. It would be even more interesting if Michael told him the names of the other ones, because there were supposedly several that were at Glissade that have now been integrated into Jabot. Young and the Restless spoilers. Kyle asks Claire to move in. Kyle brings Claire Grace Newman home to the mansion to give her a tour of the made-over place, and Kyle asks if she would move in there because it would be easier on Harrison Locke and says his parents both want her there. But Claire gives him a conditional no. She wants more time before moving out from her parents, Cole and Victoria Newman, and she thought the apartment search would take some time and it would just give her a little more time to adjust on Young and the Restless. Claire also thinks that Victor is going to go nuclear, but she reassures Kyle that she is moving in with him and is going to tell Victor that's how it is. Period. So, Claire is also rightly concerned about Summer Newman reaction, and in the end, Kyle accepts her concerns. YR spoilers. The week of April 29 to May 2. On Tuesday, April 29, Mariah Copeland is back from her trip to Europe with Nick Newman and Sharon Newman and Faith Newman, but she is keeping something secret. Tessa Porter figures that out and wants to know what's going on and if her wife is okay. Sally Spectre and Audra do some plotting together, and I wonder if it's about Sally's issue with Phyllis or Audra's issue about Holden or Victor or both. Maybe it's a full-scale plotting session about all of their concerns, and things take a tough turn for Billy and Phyllis' working relationship. Billy may fire Phyllis before things even get off the ground because she won't stop pushing about Daniel. And as we all know, Phyllis is not one to back down at all on anything. Wednesday, April 30th. Lauren Fenmore gets surprising news, Young and the Restless. Victoria pushes Cole, and maybe it's from Michael about his talk with Jack or about his fight with Victor. And Victoria pushes Cole to make a decision he finds difficult. Maybe he is going to go get that cough checked out. Anytime there's something like that, something bad is going to come from it, and it's even dodgier because we're in May sweeps. Hopefully he survives May sweeps. We'll see. Nikki Newman makes a move to help Claire and Kyle. And I wonder if she's going to facilitate their apartment search by getting them a place. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine Victor's reaction? Thursday, May 1st, Summer facing a professional problem. Looks like she may be losing Chelsea Lawson Newman from Marchetti, Young and the Restless spoilers. Lauren loses it. Lauren completely snaps on Michael after he tells her what he's done, but he insists he's trying to defuse the situation with Victor and Jack, but Lauren thinks him colluding with Jack basically is going to send Victor off the deep end, and she's certain the mustache is going to find out. Audra is floored when Victor makes a drastic change to their deal. He may have found out by then that Claire and Kyle are moving in together, and I expect Victor to amp up the pressure on her. Friday, May 2nd, we've got Phyllis worrying about Daniel, but gosh, she lacks self-awareness because I think Phyllis is the one who's much worse off than her son. Chelsea makes that big move. Looks like she's headed over to Newman Media. And speaking of that business, Victor wants Adam to play hardball. And I wonder if he's going to have him take swipes at Billy and or Kyle. Looking ahead, YR spoilers for May 5th, 9th, the following week, May 5th through the 9th, Adam's in a tough spot because Victor wants him to play dirty. But Chelsea's just coming on board as his COO, and it looks like Adam going to have to do at least some of what Victor wants. But if he's targeting Billy, Chelsea may regret her decision. Audra's in a prickly situation and she may have to choose between Nate and having her own company because of Victor changing the terms and conditions of their deal. It doesn't seem likely that she can get away with whatever scheme she's going to have to do to get Kyle away from Claire and also keep Nate. So, will she choose business or pleasure? Is it going to be love or money? Summer is going to be riled up about Kyle and Claire moving in together. And I wonder if she is going to tap Holden to help her because he has been getting to know Claire. Phyllis is rapidly going downhill, and I think we're going to be seeing a drastic spiral soon, and Michael's plan to try and broker peace is going to backfire, and Victor may feel like he's losing control because Nikki's taking Claire and Kyle's side with Victoria doing the same. Michael's meeting with the enemy and Audra's not moving at the pace that he wants. Is there any way Victor will back down or chill out? I'm guessing